So sometimes if you change where the accent is, it would mean past or future or command. Okay? So it is very, very important to know, to pay attention to where the accent is. David, you know because I pick on you.
Well, it's just as hard in Torah. It's
It's the same. It's not
the same.
just
It's not easy.
It's exactly the same
That
thing.
was my hardest
This
thing.
this works for the. I'm going to give the same introduction to the people who are going to learn the Haftarah trope. It's the same. There's no difference. It's exactly the same story. Sorry that I'm moving because I didn't want to completely be with my back to Linda. Okay. There's a few times that you will see the same trope appearing twice on a word.
Mm-hmm.
And here are the examples, right?
Mapah.
So, but
The accent is, it's just telling you where the accent
It
is.
just exactly.
The trope note is the last
but
one.
which one is
Correct.
the accent one? The first
The
one,
ac-
second one?
First one.
The first one.
The first
Because why? Now we are combining the two pages. Because here it shows you exactly where the trope should be on. The mark will be on this page where the name is. That's where the trope mark is.
Mhm.
That tells you the trope. It's the placement and the shape, both. And you'll see in a minute why. The placement and the shape is very important, okay? So if you have, let's say, the zarka twice, zarka is marked always on the last letter, always. If there's an extra one, it tells you where the accent is, where it could be ambiguous. So, for example, the first word, I can give somebody to show me the examples of doing it. David, do you want to?
What?
Try to accent it differently. If it wasn't there versus when it is there.
If it wasn't there, you'd say Vayakumu.
Vayakumu.
And if it's there, you say Vayakumu.
Exactly.
Say that again? No, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you see that word, Vayakumu,
Yes.
okay? If there was only one zarka on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you erase the top, the first one, I would say Vayakumu. But since there is another one on the kuf, on top of the kuf, I would say Vayakumu. So basically, the trope itself is sung. Most of the musical pattern is sung with that accented syllable, on that particular syllable that is supposed to be accented. Yes? Got it? No, no question? Yes question? Okay. So the second one that has double, vaneshef, right? I could, if there was only one, I would say vaneshef, vaneshef, right? Versus
It's not on
it's not in here. If it wasn't the second one, right? If there was only one, that's what I would do. But since there's a second one marking the syllable which needs to get the trope, I would say vaneshef. Okay? So that, and you'll keep experiencing it and then you'll practice. Yes.
So if they only had one on the second part, how would that
You
sound?
cannot have it.
Can't.
Because the trope, that particular trope that's called segol, is always marked on the last letter. And that you know by looking at this sheet.
So they come in pairs?
Which ones?
That's the goal?
No. If there was only one, actually here it says that it's on the middle word, but it's not true. It's really on the last letter. This is incorrect. Okay. It is. I'm sorry.
Do we exit out?
Which one's incorrect?
Put it as a segol. It should be on the last letter.
This should be on the left. The segol should be on the left.
Under the
At
line?
least according to me.
Under the lamed.
Yeah.
Really?
Over the line.
Over the line.
Over the
I
line.
don't know if
Over
that's
the
true,
line.
but let's do it. It's
Okay.
it's
Where are you?
consistent on this page. So, so usually you will have one.
Oh, yes, like
If
that.
there's no, and the one will be on, probably on the
Here's on
last
the
letter.
last one.
So how
Okay.
would you sing that one with the
So
segol at the
these are
end
correct. These are
over the
correct.
lamed?
This should be.
But
like
it's
that.
only,
Cross this off.
there's,
So how would you say that?
that's, it's, it was
Segol.
segol, because it's the last syllable. There's only two syllables.
Okay.
Segol.
I would take it off underneath.
Segol.
Goal. So we're only talking about always syllables. So part of what we are going to do is we are going to have to practice how to break the words into syllables in Hebrew, and which is could be easy, sometimes not. So you'll have to think about it, okay? But I'm just giving you the intro, and then the practice will just come with looking at it. Okay, there are two tropes that look exactly the same. Two pairs of tropes. So there are two tropes. Okay, one is pashta and kadma. They both look like that line that you see. You see the word that says kadma?
6
Vayar, vayomer. That's a kadma. And then in the same line, as you look forward, continue, kaspehem, do you see it? And meraglim.
Paskehim?
No, you're looking the one.
Okay.
Right here, on this page. This one and this one is kadma,
Kadma.
and this one is pashta. Do you see that the first two are kadma? What's the difference between them? They look exactly the same.
One is in the beginning, one's at the end.
Correct. That's it. Now, it gets complicated when you have two on one word.
But then it's usually the first.
Then it's usually pashta.
Pashta, right.
It's pashta with the accent on wherever the first one
You
is.
don't see too many kadmas in that.
You don't. It
Right.
doesn't exist. It will be placed on that accented. So if you have two, it's a pashta, and you'll have to look to see what the accent is. Okay, the second one is, look at the next line, this one, yowidu,
The kadma and the
Yativ.
the mapach and the
mapach,
yativ.
and yativ.
I used to mapach and yativ. If they don't
Yativ
put-
is always marked before the word starts. Before it, and the mapach start. The first one is the mapach. It's marked where the accent should be.
You
Okay?
redo.
Can you give me an example?
You redo.
Yoi, amen, yoidu,
You redo.
and
Eled. Eled.
Eilen. The tropes are very similar, but they're not, because you'll have to see it in the music, okay? The yativ starts higher, and it goes.
Usually mapach is with something else too, isn't it?
Mapach is
Always
always,
with-
but so is this one. But you're right.
Yativ is usually by itself, isn't it?
It comes before munach katon or katon, usually. Just,
I'll tell you in a minute. I got one.
okay,
right here.
now,
One right here.
I'm not going to say any more about this. I want to, right now, it's enough. What?
Nothing.
Questions.
I
Feel
got it.
free
I got
to
it.
ask.
Yativ.